G'day and welcome to the 60th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast, our first one for 2018. We get back on the horse by talking about the enormous update from Chris Barrett that came out this week. We give our impressions and all that sort of stuff, so get into it. It's a good one. Cheers.
Right.
G'day and welcome to the 60th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast, the big 6-0, and it's the first one of 2018. A new year. We've all made New Year's resolutions except Sloth because he doesn't believe in them. Because he's an angry, angry man.
Loud out your ass.
I know. But I'm Log Power Slave. As always, I am joined by none other than Mylan Games.
Hello, everybody. What's up? How you going? Good, thanks.
Rhetorical Conversations with Mylan Games. A new channel coming to you and none other than the angriest man in the world. Real-time Sloth. Deranged Sloth. Whatever you want to call him. He answers to them all. How are you, brother?
I'm fucking pissed off, but I'm okay.
So if you're watching this on YouTube or you're in the stream right now, Sloth has no camera, and that's why I'm giving him so much shit about being angry. So we've had our classic Destiny Down Under technical difficulties strike just out of nowhere. So that happens, but we've missed everyone. We've been off for Christmas. We've all been places and done things. Matt, what have you been up to? What's been going on, man? I haven't spoken to you for 3 weeks either, so...
Yeah, we haven't spoken at all. So, look, I sort of spoke to everyone on my stream, but so you might get a double up here, but I wasn't planning on taking time off from YouTube, and the PhD stuff was still pretty busy. But like the Friday before Christmas, it was like literally I was the only person in the building at the university campus. There was literally no one there. I was like, well, this is demotivating. And then Christmas rolled around, and Danny, being the most amazing person ever, got me a HTC Vive virtual reality headset. And all of a sudden I found myself drilling holes in the wall and putting up VR headset sensors in the lounge room, doing a light modification to make it a VR room. And me and my brother spent most of our time in virtual reality for the week of Christmas.
So where did you visit in the virtual world, Matt? More importantly,
you know what? Like you just think it's going to be a bit gimmicky. I don't know if listeners have tried it before.
Yeah, I've tried it. It made me feel sick.
Yeah, same. Yeah, made me very sick.
It is so immersive beyond what I was imagining. And there is a little bit of motion sickness, mainly with games that you have to run around in. That makes you really queasy. But a lot of games, if you're stationary or if you use a teleport mechanic, I didn't get any motion sickness. So like one of the games I'm playing at the moment is like a zombie one, and you just teleport around. It's just like Call of Duty Zombies, and it's so good. Danny put it on. I convinced Danny to try it, and she shot a couple zombies like at a distance, and when they started running, she was like, "No, fuck that," and she just took it straight off.
I don't know that I could handle it, to be. I'm a wuss of great renown. I'll put it that way. So it'd probably scare the crap out of me too.
It's surprisingly immersive. Anyway, that was my break. I'm pretty much it was more than 1 week. I think it was actually 2 weeks in virtual reality, and then I came out all days like, fuck.
What year is it? It's 2018.
What is life? And back into the grind of making content for everyone, and PhD is probably busy as ever.
Wonderful. Busy boy, keeping you out of trouble. Slothy, what have you been up to, brother? You've been back streaming since start of January, yeah?
I have. I did my first stream back on the 3rd. Been playing a lot of games that aren't fucking Destiny. I think I've played Destiny once since coming back and all that sort of good stuff. But it's been a very good couple of weeks, or very good week back. It's been a very good week back to say the least. It's been the community's been really, really responsive to playing other games outside of Destiny, and The break was good, but it's really, really, really good to get back into the grind. I've been stuck on Ark, Survival Evolved recently, mainly because that is just good fun.
I don't even know. What is that? What even is
Please
that?
don't introduce me to it. I know what it is, and I know I fucking will lose my life in there. So just stay away.
No, Matt. You know what? You can do whatever it is you do. But Scarlett's we've got a community arc, which is good. Scarlett started that up, and I've been playing on PC and the Steam version, the Windows 10 version. It's been good. It's been really good. Doing the Bloodborne thing, thank you, Matt. And yeah, it's been.
Oh, no, have you been playing it? It's good, eh? It's good.
Yeah. I've seen some serious love from the communities, which is really good. Really good.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Good to hear. Sloth's back into the swing of it. Doing a bit of Warhammer too, I saw.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, you were fucking there, but, beside the point.
Yeah, well, anyway. What's up? Sorry, Matt?
What about you, mate? How was your time?
I have been doing sweet fuck all, man. I've been back at work since, like, early January, so I've been flat out at work, so I've really done very little. I haven't streamed, I've been working on music, but I'm always, like, that's what I do to keep myself sane rather than any kind of productivity, so... I've had a controller in my hand that is a guitar, and I've played a couple of nights of Destiny, and I did a Warhammer stream with Sloth, which was a hell of a lot of fun, surprisingly. So we're probably going to make a habit out of that.
Cool.
And do that
when the Tomb Kings come out. It's going to be dark elves and fucking mini eddies running around, just causing chaos.
I can't not do it, but yeah. So I haven't been doing anything. So if you've missed me, fair enough, because I've not been talking to anyone or doing anything. I don't know why you would, Buck, because I'm just a muppet. But holy shit, we kind of had no Destiny to talk about up until Friday, right? It was kind of this. Yeah. I'm like, holy fuck! I hope this gives us a bit to talk about because the podcast is coming back and there's so much going on. But like, holy crap, did Friday explode? And the community, as it always does, just politely ripped itself in fucking half again. So there's that.
Has there been? Look, like I don't know why I feel really out of the loop. I don't know if it's because I'm not making content, so I'm not like consuming as much Destiny content. But I don't know what's been the initial reaction to the development update.
I think most people are like reservedly positive about it, but at the same time, I'm seeing so much of the like, this should have been in at launch coming out.
For the most part, like the people who were positive before are still positive, but the people who are being very, very negative and just saying, comparing Destiny or comparing Bungie to Epic Games in regards to Fortnite, because that's where a lot of the bigger Destiny YouTubers / broadcasters have been going to. They, I've seen a lot of it. Like I was saying to Log and Matt, but prior to the cast, like I had a bit of a conversation with Swain on Twitter yesterday in regards to how the game, like the update from Christopher Barrett is got a lot of people sort of cautiously
optimistic
looking up. Cautiously optimistic in that respect. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was just reading it again. A few minutes ago. It was I am optimistic for people to be coming back to the Destinyverse. That being said, some of the more negative people actually have figured out how to have a conversation without screaming unintelligibly. And they've actually come up with some pretty solid points as well. But
we'll dive into it. We're gonna go through the entire release of Christopher Barrett's fucking Magnum Opus that he put out on Friday. We'll go through that. But first things first, we'll touch on what is just happening in the Destiny world, because we need to learn, because I've played a little bit over the last few days. I really got back into it because I thought, well, you host a podcast on it, you better know something about it. But, you know, there it is. So this week, this Tuesday coming, we'll see the start of another faction rally where we will all be competing for the same weapon from each faction. It is an auto rifle from each one. So sanity has prevailed. That has happened. It's a thing. Everyone go dead orbit because I really like the fucking look of the Vice.
Oh, fuck off.
The Vice auto. Just go whatever one's got the best roll on it. Let's be honest. I don't even know.
Just shut up. Just shut up.
So that is running from the 16th to the 23rd. And that is literally all of the Destiny news that was in the TWAB. So we've done it. We've covered off on everything that was in this week at Bungie in the space of a sentence and a half. Beautiful.
Yes. So, coming from the auto rifle and all that sort of thing aside, now the crux of the this week at Bungie, and as you said, Christopher Barrett's Magnum Opus. I was talking to a few people in a few casts over the last week or so, and if they had come out and said we're listening again, it would have been the death.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
It would have been the death of the game. That's a lot of people. That was my thought process of it too. But he's come out and he's given some. Just quoting him. No, we're not just listening. We are doing. Please keep that in mind as we further out. The further out we make our promises, the more they are subject to change. Now, so. Starting straight off, following along his Magnum Opus air quotes. Expansions, purchasable updates at typically adds new story destinations and gear, as well as Crucible, raid, strike and raid layer content and all that sort of thing. Now, he said he wants to set clearer expectations for those.
I think that's a wise move.
Some clearer expectations would be good. Because a lot of people got all of their knickers in a twist in regards to what happened with Curse of Osiris and people, not having the content and not having vanilla content that was cut out of it, if that makes sense. So it's
looking at like making it clearer. So they have a little image with what you get with purchase content, which is, the new strikes, destinations, new maps for Crucible, the new raid lair, etc. And the seasons, the things that aren't going to be taken away is your Iron Banner, your faction rallies. Seasonal stuff's going to be free as well, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what happens when... Now, I think they addressed this in a previous post, but it sort of wasn't really reiterated here is... So you do get new maps, right, with paying for a DLC. Crucible maps, let's say Crucible maps.
Yep.
What happens when that rotates through the playlist?
Well, I think what they're going to do is they're going to lock out those maps to people who don't have them. So they may do the matchmake. If they can matchmake people who don't have content and do have content, they can match people who don't have content and don't have content.
Yeah.
And those people who who don't have the content, they can only be matched in certain on the maps that they own. And then the people who have the content, they can be matched with people who have the content. So
it's one of those things. It's such it was an unintended sort of consequence of them trying to simplify the game, right? You've got two playlists in Crucible. They're both 4v4, one's competitive, one's quick play, right? And then Curse of Osiris rocks around and people are pretty jilted and no one really wants to buy the expansion. So now there's another friggin' playlist with no one in it with all the new maps. So you really got to play in the other playlist anyway and not play the new maps to be able to get a game. If anything was... If there was a show of good faith that they could make at this point, it'd be... Just give everyone the fucking Crucible maps. Who cares, really? It's two fucking maps. For God's sake.
That does make sense, but I'm sure that there will be some people out there going, well, I paid for it, so why do they get it? Well, listen, it's a fucking Crucible map, as you say, but, they've got to get people to, from a business standpoint, they've got to get people to purchase
there's a bit of value in the purchase as well.
So they need to value the purchase.
I think it's a hard, I think it's a really hard thing to do, and with what they're offering with DLC, and I guess the comment from Log is, you eventually fracture the player base because to stay relevant, you have to keep purchasing, which is part of the plan. That's part of the business plan to like sort of to keep engaged and to stay relevant. You need to keep purchasing DLC, which is, from what I heard, that's the MMO strategy, right? That's why you keep buying shit. But it's weird to see it applied to Destiny. Do you know? I don't know how. Like, I don't think they really worked out the balance yet.
It's a very awkward fit. It's a very awkward.
It's like trying to balance a fucking steel girder on your cock while you're trying to stand on a triangle with one toe. Like, yes. No, that's how balanced it has to be. Like, you have to have some zen and some strength to do it. And the community, yes, the community is up in arms, and yes, one half or a certain section of the community is frothing at the bit to get these new updates, and other parts going, well, I mean, like, why wasn't this in the game to begin with? Blah, blah,
it's a valid point, but at some point we've all just got to go, right, like, the game was what it was when it launched, and for better or worse, if we're still here, and I assume that if you're still listening to this podcast right now, you hear me say this, that you care enough about the game to wait around to see how they fucking try and repair it, or at least are interested enough to come back to it down the line. So kind of just shitting on it and going, this should have been there at launch. Yeah, fair enough, it should have been, but it doesn't get anyone anywhere by just bitching about it. So let's move on and let's dive into some of the, admittedly, it was a well-written thing by Chris Barrett, because the first thing they fucking addressed after how they're dispersing content and where the boundaries lie in that little infographic was Eververse. And Eververse is such a fucking hot topic at the moment. And like, probably at the back end of last year, you would have got a few opinions out of me that, like, I no longer have. Like, as the more time's gone on, the less I am fucking impressed with the way it's been implemented. And the dawning, we said it when it first came out, there would have been no greater show of, like, we're listening than if they had just made things available without putting them behind a paywall, like aggressively behind a paywall, or been more generous with people being able to earn it. It didn't happen. I think a lot of people are jilted about it, and probably rightfully so. I'm not going to tell you that you're not. So my opinions on that have changed, but let's just get into what Chris said, because I'm just waffling on, right? So he said... There is... Go.
Sorry, go on, mate. No, go on, mate. Go on.
I'm just reading from the script now. Right, so he said...
Go.
Sorry,
okay, look, only thing I want to say is just, there's lots of sort of rumours flying around, and I know that they're sort of backtracking a little bit of how Eververse functions, and I know they said that it wasn't intentional, but I don't think it was, like, intentionally malicious, but the intent was that, the DLCs cost a lot, and the development of Bungie to put out regular DLC and just sort of quench that thirst is actually very difficult. And without doubt, I think the intention of Eververse is to allow for that content to come out. It was unfortunate that it was so underwhelming, because, if it was, like, amazing, there was just fucking shit tons of content, you're like, oh my God, and it wasn't reskins, I think the outrage with Eververse would probably be a little bit less, because you're getting so much more value in the DLC. I think it was this combination of, like, not really well-received DLC and this looming Eververse giant that you could see all the content behind, and you're like, God damn it.
It's kind of just been issue after issue too, and it's been every week we've had a podcast where we were talking about like the XP shit, everything that's happened, and it's been. I mean, I think people are at the point now where, they go, oh, Eververse wasn't functioning as intended. And people go, oh, you said that about XP. So, like, what? Like, are we really going to just cop that explanation again?
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. Eververse is one of those things. Now, you said, Matt, like, now I can't remember my point. That's
I think you're going to say when I was talking about using Eververse to fund DLC.
Yeah, thank you. See... In regards to Eververse funding DLC, that's fucking bullshit. I'm not angry at you. Sorry, that is bullshit. I'm not angry at you. I'm not if they had come out and said, listen, we are doing Eververse for live events, I would have believed that a bit more. But for funding DLC, for the amount of people that purchased the game made their money back before the fucking PC release happened. So, no, I don't think it's funding DLC at all. And from a business standpoint, I can see why they've done it. I can see why we've done it. They have spoken, like we have spoken about this on several casts beforehand, but I can see why they've done it. They want to make sure their shareholders are happy. They want to make sure that the business is blooming. However, as consumers of the product, we look at it and go, well, no, you're locking out pieces of armor. So, i.e., Rick Kakis put out a video. You have to pay a bare minimum of $600 US to get 3 sets of armor. Three sets of armor during the dawning. Yeah,
that's savage.
So, and that's
10 copies of the game, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, the whole Eververse thing is like a lot of people are up in arms about it. I certainly don't agree with it whatsoever. Microtransactions in premium priced video games should not exist. I subscribe to that theory fairly fucking heavily. Yeah. So that being said, like I can see why they implemented Eververse, but I would rather have Eververse as, if you would like this piece of armor right now instead of grinding for it, i.e. like Warframe or like World of Warcraft, if you want that piece of armor, you go to the air quotes auction house and purchase it directly, or you go to the frame shop.
Funny you should mention that. Because
you go to the shop and you purchase it directly. I don't. This whole gambling bollocks in loot boxes can jump off the highest.
Yeah, but I mean it's pandemic. It's in every fucking game these days, so it's not just exclusive to Bungie or anything like that. It's just a symptom of modern gaming, and it's fucked. And we're all, it was a slippery slope when it started, and we've slid down it, so we can't really be surprised. Right, let's get into the meat and bones of this bloody thing, because we'll be here all night if not. Okay. So, Eververse, you said, we recognise that the scales are tipped too far towards TES at the moment, and Eververse was never intended to be a substitute for endgame content and rewards, so we'll be making 3 changes for upcoming seasons. We're shifting the balance of new content in favour of activity rewards over bright engrams. This includes ghosts, sparrows, and ships, to date only found in bright engrams, to achievement reward pools. So we'll be seeing them at the end of games, shit like that. We're going to see them by, maybe end of Crucible games, end of missions, things like that. You can earn them outside of Eververse. We'll provide a gameplay path to earn bright engrams and all contained rewards. I mean, they do have that now, admittedly, but I don't know. It's very hard, and it's a very long road, and the whole XP glitch kind of detracts from that. And to touch on what Sloth was saying just before, we'll give players more direct purchase options to make adjustments to bright engrams to allow players to get the items they want more often. So basically, there's going to be, maybe it's the silver, is it silver or no, bright dust that we spend at the moment. You can buy exactly what you want. Maybe that is expanded in some capacity, and then we get a bit more smart loot, because that's, we need that. That'd be go a long way.
There's no reason why that shouldn't already be there. Yeah,
exactly. They had
we had smart loot. Yeah, it came up. Yeah, it was in D1.
So we've begun implementing these changes to the Crimson Days event beginning on February 13, which, it's still a month away, man. Now that I read that. With even more changes on the way for Season 3. Completing a Nightfall raid or Crimson Days milestone during Crimson Days will reward you with an exclusive legendary emote, weapon skin, and exotic sparrow, respectively. So they're giving you some shit straight off the bat, right? Players will earn double engrams at level up. 1 Crimson engram and 1 Illuminated engram for the duration of the event. Crimson engrams can also drop from completing Crimson Days match and from completing a Crimson Days milestone in each character. So we get a double dip at that and a random, you've got the random chance at it and a definite path to getting it. Each Crimson engram is very strongly weighted to new rewards when decrypted until all new event items have been obtained. So smart loot to some degree. Cool. Can we just have that for everything, please?
In regards to strongly weighted, I would actually like to see, I'm sure that there are some people who are vastly more intelligent than the 3 of us put together. that would come up with some sort of percentage on vastly weighted, or strongly weighted. But it better be fucking strong.
Yeah, I think
They should just provide. So I watched a video recently with about PUBG's loot boxes that they're introducing or have already introduced, whatever the new ones are.
Yep.
And they just gave everyone the percentages, and admittedly, the hardest ones were like 0.001% to drop.
Yeah, right.
So there
Pretty
was
savage. But at least you know,
very
right?
Large difference there.
Yeah,
there is a very
people
large difference there, because the shit that you get in PUBG, you can sell, like on the PC version anyway, not on the Xbox version, but on the PC version, you can sell back to Steam. Like,
I'm just talking about the transparency of it. And, we're talking about Destiny not being very transparent with previous things, or unintentionally being transparent. So, like, what's wrong with giving some numbers there?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that they would be numbers that no one would really like. And people would be like, are you fucking serious?
If you showed them, they would
backlash.
Like, this is like a rule, like in health service, right?
Yep.
So, after I treat a client, I write notes. If you would not want your client reading your notes, you're not writing your notes properly or doing your job properly. So this is a little bit like the same. If you wouldn't want your customers reading exactly what you're doing,
yeah, right. Fuck yeah.
There's an intent to deceive there.
Well, the intention is to deceive anyway. I mean, look at Eververse. Like, look at the state of the game at the moment. There is a particular person who comes into my chat every now and again, and they said to me, "Hey, Sloth, I can't wait until Eververse resets." Oh, why was that? Insert name here. They turned around and said, "Oh, because I want this ghost shell." There is some fucking serious. I'm looking at the camera, but I know it's not on. There is some serious ill intent behind Eververse.
I mean, dude, it's designed to draw people into it, but I mean, we know that it sucks. If people want to spend money on it, spend money on it.
I mean, like, go ahead. Your money is your money. But what I'm saying is, like, they will keep getting away with this shit until people vote with their wallets, not by going onto Twitter and going onto their forums and yelling about it. That does get attention, but the way to make the decisions go the opposite way and get away from this pay to play, or fee to pay, I think it was coined. People must vote with their wallets.
Dude, I don't ever think we're going to get into like a class action fucking thing like that. That's the unfortunate nature of it. And that, the only way change is ever going to be affected is if people rattle the cages and, bad publicity, people revolt, people stop playing the game entirely, which is, people are doing it. So, I mean, you look at the Destiny player base right now, it is not even 20% of what it was at launch. It is like...
So
it's not even 10% of what it was when Rise of Iron and Age of Triumph launched.
Can I tell people a date that could indirectly affect a lot of different games?
Absolutely.
I was actually putting together a video about EA, Activision, and stuff like that, and found myself in a deep rabbit hole of looking at Activision's investment reports and looking at what they report to investors, and their financials for last quarter of last year. So when everything blew up with Star Wars, will be released at the end of January.
That'll be
Mark that date to see what's happened, and they actually break down in their reports microtransactions, and you can see how many millions there are in there. It will be really, really interesting. They need to if they take a big enough hit, that might be enough to sort of get a lot of investment pushback. Because when you read the investment reports, they don't give a fuck about all the gamers whinging. They give zero fucks.
No, they give a fuck about money.
Yeah,
it's the almighty dollar.
And if that report looks bad and investors start getting pissed off, then we might see some changes. So you can get all that on EA's main website, and you just click on like investment, and you can have a look at their financials and all that kind of stuff.
I can fucking guarantee you that the EA will be in the shit. Well, not in the shit, but they will see some serious loss in regards to Star Wars Battlefront 2. But it will more than make up for it by selling Anthem, by selling the Mass Effect, the new the like Mass Effect and all that sort of thing. EA have got their fingers in more pies than you would actually care to mention.
Well, they're sports. Yeah. Anyway, that's different. But anyway, it's if you're interested in that thing, it's very freely accessible, and rather than listening to our uneducated opinion about it, if you want to actually look at some numbers for it, I'll just head over to EA's website and click on their like investment reports.
Anyway, moving right along, away from the microtransactions of Eververse and all that sort of thing. Now, this is a relatively large point that he would like to get across. As I say he, as in Christopher Barrett. The following content and features will be available to all Destiny 2 players regardless of expansion ownership. Now, the January 30th update, Masterwork Armor. We're expanding the Masterwork system to include armor, Masterwork Armor, and provides increased damage reduction while using your super. You can re-roll armor stat type on Masterwork Armor. Similar to Masterwork weapons, you can upgrade a piece of armor to Masterwork by spending Masterwork cores and legendary shards, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is the big one, at least for me, who started off doing raid help and all that sort of thing. We are updating raid rewards to make them more unique and interesting. They will now feature mods with raid-specific perks. We're adjusting the rewards to ensure raid item drops from each major encounter. That is a massive step forward in my books. The raid vendor will also directly sell Leviathan and Eater of Worlds armor and weapons for purchase with raid tokens and legendary shards. So it's not this, you don't get four or five mob justices in a row. Good. We are also adding a new ghost with raid-specific perks that has a chance to drop from the Leviathan and the Eater of Worlds final encounters. We intend to create more... We intend to return to creating more raid and other activity unique rewards in the future. That is... If they can fulfill that, that's incredible.
Well, the DLC, they said they're meant to be a raid lair with like each DLC.
Yep.
Yes.
So, it should be on with the war mines.
Let's go back and we'll go through Masterwork Armor, and then we'll talk about the implications of the
stuff. Yeah. Go for it. Go.
Do you think they're going to need to do any rebalancing, increase damage reduction when using your super? Because that's going to make some supers even more scary than they are now. Like, you can beat someone if they misuse their super as it stands, but if they've got Masterwork Armor and it reduces it, and I assume it reduces it more given the more pieces that you're wearing, right? Are they going to have to rethink
I reckon it'll be fine. Like the amount of supers you get in game, I think it'll put supers in where they should be in a position. Like, I don't know. I don't find supers are as intimidating as they were in D1, where you were like,
not at all.
You just lag it rather than like team shot them or something. So I don't know. I think they might put supers back in a place where they're, if you hear someone pop a super, you better be fucking heading in the opposite direction.
Yeah. The classic return to game-breaking supers, one good super can change the fucking course of a match, and we don't really see that now, right?
Like that. Oh, Nova Bomb Mayhem. Come on now.
But I don't even want to talk about that.
No,
give me flashbacks.
No. But there's the changes to certain supers. The changes to the Masterwork Armor, I don't think they'll affect supers. If you're a half-decent player, like none of us are here, if you're actually good at the game, you can shut down a super, no worries. So that gives this casual scrubs like us in PvP a bit more of a chance to come up against, I don't know, Lupo, who was going to like one-shot, no-scope, 360 heel kick to the face, and, we're not going to, die, immediately. So,
yeah, I think so.
I think that's a good thing. That is a good thing on both parts. So it causes you to work more as a team to shut down a super. If all four players on one team use a super, you're probably going to be fucked if they've all got Masterwork Armor. But if you work as a team, that brings in that whole team thing.
No one likes playing as a team in Destiny, man.
Oh yeah.
We'll move on to that. Personally, I think it's a great thing to strive towards, especially when they're talking about we can change armor stat types. That's a big deal, because we've been stuck with people like the look of things. They want it to be particular, want to look a particular way, but the armor loadout doesn't stack up in a playable sense. So the agility, all that sort of shit. So hopefully this allows for a bit more maneuverability in that sense. So we can finally see some people looking the way they want to look, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, Destiny is more about fashion than it is about anything else.
Destiny,
right. The raid rewards, I think that's a fucking excellent move. I can't be
just
happy about it.
I'm already interested in playing. I already have increased motivation to play the raid already.
That means, I actually might try and attempt to finish Prestige if the Prestige armor and the Prestige perks are good.
Yeah.
Because I only ever did hard mode raids in D1 because of the armor perks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the armor look. Like the black and red, the red with the black trimmings from the Wrath of the Machine raid was probably some of the best looking armor I think I've ever seen to date.
Yeah, and it had function too. It wasn't just style, it was substance as well. So like genuinely, there's fucking things to actually be excited about a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got that to look forward to.
So coming in the February update, we've got strike scoring, high score tracking. Strike scoring is coming to the Nightfall and replacing the current time limit mechanic. Thank you very much, because the time limit mechanic was such a bollocks artificial difficulty modifier. I really didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I think it just forces you to rush. Like, either doing Arms Dealer last week. I'm not sure if it's this week, whatever. You kind of just get, we can run past this bit. And like, that's not really the purpose of a Nightfall. Like, it should be challenging. You should be taking the encounters as they come. It'll turn that on its head too, because when you get strike scoring in, right? We saw this in Destiny 1. You got, you can deliberately, not farm, but you were going into different engagements thinking, okay, I need to use my superhero and I can tether it and we can get a heap of points for that. That'll push us over this threshold. It'll be a good change. It'll be a very good change, I think.
Absolutely. So the latter part of that paragraph is Nightfall high scores will be exposed in game via new emblems. Good. And will unlock rewards.
Unlock.
And we also have plans for clan and community high scores in the works. So if you are in a clan like Log and I are, and Matt's got his own clan because he's a special little.
If you are a Lord of Law.
If you are a Lord of Law. But they've got some like that will. So if you've got a team of Log, myself, and Man at Arms, and we're going up against Winky, Spoon, and someone else from Keg, and it's like we got 100,000 points on the arms dealer. Well, we got 150. Beat that, nerds.
Exactly. There is nothing more useful to a clan than giving evidence to trash talk people with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you can shit on someone, that is the greatest, because then once you've done it, and then that's it, the ball's in their court. They've got to fix it. So I think that's a positive thing too. So moving on, mods 2.0.
And then, so work is underway on a full rework of armor and weapons mods. This will focus on reducing redundant mods, more unique theming, and greatly increasing their impact on your power. Aiming for a February release, but the scope of the rework could push parts or all of it out to early spring. We'll be evaluating how mods play into the Bright Engram economy as well, because we're sensitive to pay-to-win outcomes. Mods should not be part of Bright Engrams.
Yeah, I think that'll be the way it'll end up. I think it'll have to be, because if they become so much more important, the value of them is boosted. I mean, as it stands, they're fucking borderline. They make a little bit of difference if you really, really work at it. Now, you can't really get anything too fucking spectacular out of Eververse. It might occasionally help you and stop you grinding for just that little bit longer. But I hope that they just, if that's the way they're going, if they're going to make them far more significant, they need to just get them out of that, because as it says there, sensitive to pay to win outcomes. I don't want to see that. That will be a catastrophic fucking miscalculation if they let that go.
Putting a gun to your head.
a gun or armor, and you dismantle the armor, and you get the box that you get to go back to Banshee and give him the box so you can get another legendary mod. No, mods should not be part of Eververse in the slightest.
Righto.
There's a whole bunch of other stuff there. So quick play improvements, PC Chow Chat, exotic, reputation reduction. This will prevent players from receiving the same exotic twice in a row. You may still receive dupes, just not consecutively. I'm going to be...
Day 157, no June munches.
Fuck. I will be that guy. I will be that guy. I'm going to say, that should have been there from the beginning.
Yeah,
Bungie.
right, okay. All right.
Anyway, that's just... Sorry, that frustrates me. It frustrates Log. It frustrates nearly every player. You get 17 sets of lucky pants, but all you want is the Orpheus rig. No, Stop that. Fire team members on destination map. Now, that's just a quality of life thing. So if you're around farming, public events and all that sort of thing, and you're like, hey, if I'm like, hey, Log, I'm going to X, and he's like, I'm at fucking Y, where are you going, you nub? And I'm like, oh, well, fuck, I was following Bundy over here and all that sort of thing. No, you know, like that's...
That was always weird that wasn't in there.
I know, right?
That was a quality of life thing. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
I'm happy with that.
So
I like that. All right, now we're getting into the serious biggies too, because this kind of what is coming in spring 2018 is, I mean, if it's done right and if it hits the right buttons, hopefully we see some kind of rejuvenation in at least the PvP aspects of Destiny, because I think as it stands, a lot of people have lost interest, a lot of people have moved away from it, and I am, you know, I love PvP. That's kind of my default. You know, I go in and mindlessly just shoot people. That's my thing. So I am very excited about what is written here, but I do have that kind of like, oh fucking hope it works. So spring 2018, we're taking the time we need in development of Expansion 2 that will allow us to react to player feedback from Curse of Osiris. Good. In coming months, we'll talk to you more about what you can expect to find in Destiny 2's next story. The team is eager to show you what they've been working on. Independent of Expansion 2, the team will deliver on a number of new features that will be released before or during Season 3. So, not too far away over the next few months. Every player of Destiny 2 will receive the new content in the following categories. Right, Crucible. We want to give players new reasons to play, more variety, and balance improvements. So, you know, we're going to see... I don't know, I mean, there might be a meta shift, classic balance patching like we saw from Destiny 1. We might see some changes. Spring will bring a number of exciting and long-awaited features to the Crucible. Crucible Rank. So, beginning with Season 3, we'll introduce seasonal Crucible ranks. There will be 2 different ranks for players to pursue. Valor is a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster, but there are no loss penalties. So this is your just simple investment mechanic. The more you play, the higher your Valor. End of story. Glory, on the other hand, is a progression rank that goes up when you win and down when you lose. Performance is how you move up. So that's the
flexing
that's the competitive.
Your E-Peen.
Yeah, flex. I couldn't have said it better myself. So there's also a screenshot. If you haven't seen the article, there is a screenshot of people all wearing an emblem that appears to have a rank. I'm not sure whether it's a Valor rank or a Glory rank or what, but I think there will be a lot of pissing contest shit going with Glory at the very least. It'll give another level of depth, hopefully. I mean, we do unofficially kind of have those metrics, ELO, shit like that. So whether or not having it in game gives people a big carrot to come back, I guess it remains to be seen. How do you guys think? Got anything you want to add to that?
Go on, Matt.
No, I mean, look, I don't spend too much time in the Crucible. The only thing I was thinking is I wish I had a pissing contest for like PvE raid content. Like, can't you get someone in there to show how many raid completions you've got?
Completions.
Be like, I'm an expert raider.
What about if they had an emblem that showed how many people you ran through a raid for the first time, right?
How are they going to track? That would be cool, but how are they going to track that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if someone's in the raid and they complete it for the first time, then it goes a little fucking +1 on your little tally there. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, no, look, I think anything that encourages like players to interact with each other and compete with each other has the potential to add a lot more engagement and play time in the game to get those ranks up and to be competitive. And then we know from D1 that there's a bunch of people that really want to see that competitiveness in Destiny. And so I don't know, hopefully they feel the same way. Hopefully they think that ranking system is one way to sort of move towards that.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I'm glad that it's in there, but I'm also can see just the messages on PlayStation and Xbox. You've only got 4,000 glory. Get good, scrub. Like, no, stop that.
That'll happen. But that's the internet anyway.
That will happen. That is the internet anyway. Now, the big one that came out of the Crucible part of this Magnum Opus, private matches. Oh my goodness.
Should have been in there at launch.
We should have. We needed an audio grab for that. We needed an audio grab.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we missed the opportunity now, but I should have. That would have been hilarious. Just a wimpy little voice.
Private matches. Now, my friend Doma, who is a raid Sherpa and all that sort of thing, he does this thing called hide and seek Saturdays, where he takes 6 people into a map, and they go into and they got to go hide, and he sets it for half an hour, and they got to go hide, and he's got to get he plays it with his chat. It's a lot of fun. If you are one of those people like Log and I who just like to go, hey, Log, I'm better than you. I'm going to flex my EP and just be like, flopping it out on the table. Private matches are the place to go. If you just want to test out maps or test out guns in PvP, that is the thing. So,
or if you're a screenshotter,
should have been there on launch.
If you're a screenshotter at our friend Jazzy, who likes doing all of the screenshots, she's it's really, really good for that as well. Now, on top of that, 6v6 PvP.
Thank fuck for that.
Fuck. I don't care that the maps are small. I would rather 6v6 because I can hide away and just be like, I'm going to hide behind Log, and when he gets his head taken off, I'm going to take this fucking head. And
it's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's about the four. We've spoken on it. We've touched on it before. Six goes into 3, right? Like a group of 6 can leave the Crucible and then go straight into strikes by dividing in half. But if you've got 4 players, it's like, we like you the least, Billy. You're out. The other 3 of us are going to do strikes. Fuck off. So I'm happy for that. Like, I can hang out with more of my mates and play and whatever. But also after that, this is a big bit of news for some people who are really into this particular game mode that I didn't really like at all. Mayhem will return with a limited time event. So we'll see it keeping, it'll be back. It'll be in the rotation. It'll pop up every now and then. Hopefully they fix the fucking Nova Bomb glitch. I'd like to think that they will before they bring it back, because it was insufferable and shit. Additional fixes. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Go on. No, go on. I was just going to complain about Nova Bomb, but no.
It's just
good one.
Fucking warlocks. Additional fixes. We're making some changes to make quitting less common and behind-the-scenes security to improve the overall Crucible experience. Welcome additions. I think so.
Yes. So the additional highlights for the Crucible and other, so PvE as well. Weapon and ability balance pass, some sandbox adjustments based on player feedback and data from the live game. Sandbox team will share specific changes as we lead up to Season 3. That's always good to see. A little bit of balancing, never hurt anyone. As long as they don't overdo it like they did in D1. Listen, blow it at your bum. And seasonal reputation. Specific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking, earning reputation as you unlock unique seasonal rewards and reset each season. Good.
If I get a bit of exotic weapons, you missed it.
I'll just shut up. So there's that, and sorry, I'm just yelling at Matt because I can. Exotic weapons and armor receiving a comprehensive design pass to ensure that they stand out from the rest of the gear and offer new, exciting, powerful ways to play. Oh. Let's make exotics exotic.
Make exotics exotic again.
They were never exotic again. Sorry, the only one that was exotic that actually felt exotic was the goddamn Galahorn.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got Red
No.
Death and things like that. I'll completely disagree with that statement, Sloth.
I agree. I disagree with that statement. Let's go. Keep going.
All right. So, seasonal reputation. Now you did that one. Improved Iron Banner and faction rallies. In addition to the changes that you'll see when Iron Banner and faction rallies return this month, we will continue iterating on these to make them unique, exciting experiences that you will all look forward to. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, as it stands, I'm actually looking forward to this faction rally because I need to get the fucking Dead Orbit gear so that I can then go and do the strikes and shit in them to then get the ornaments because I never kept it because I was like, I'll infuse it. So cool story, log.
Cool story, man.
Cool story. Playlist repetition reduction. I saw a screenshot on this front that was horrific. It was Man at Arms was playing, I think, Saturday night last week, and he got Distant Shore 6 times in 7 games.
Jesus. Yeah, I've been getting the same thing, man. Whenever I play strikes or PvP, I always get the same maps.
That's fucked. I don't know what's gone on. They do need to do some work on that front, and it'll be welcome when they do. It was just the point was this feature solves the problem of experiencing the same playlist entry multiple times in consecutive or frequent succession for both Crucible and Strikes. So let's just hope that does the trick and we don't have Rick just blowing up about being on Distant Shore for the next 6 months. Endgame player pursuits. Holy shit.
I mean, that's a summary of everything that we've sort of re-spoken about, really.
Yeah. So the big one that a lot of people are excited for, a multi-emote. I would have been excited for, some fixes to the actual, game because emoting it's just a meme. Stop that. You'll be able to choose which emote you have across your 4 emote slots. Yay.
Hey, Vault, you know what's funny? We're still talking about Vault Space. 4 years after the fucking game came out.
4 years in and we're still talking about fucking Vault Space.
I'm getting additional Vault Space.
As one of the people who, I mean, I just touched on it before, that I just dismantle shit that I don't use. Even if I don't collect, like I know it's a collector's game, but I don't just hang on to shit. Since Destiny 1 Vanilla, have never had an issue for Vault Space. I've never, every time I've seen it come up, I'm like, this does not impact on me in any way.
You have 1 character and 1 set of armor and maybe 6 weapons. Stop that.
Yeah, I know. I'm a minimalist.
And then the exotic accessory tab. Yeah, I shouldn't have to delete that shit for ships, sparrows, and ghosts. That needs to be in there.
Yeah, fucking no.
Thanks.
PC clan chat is also coming. That's great. So you can swear at your clanmates. Yep. I know I'll be abusing that.
I don't even know anyone who actually uses the text chat outside of telling their friends in other games, come play Destiny. It's at least for me, I use Discord. I use Discord for everything. So that means fuck all to me. So, but if you're clanless and friendless, I feel bad for you, son.
Join a clan and then write to them using this feature. Good news.
Yes.
All right.
But see, the next part, and there are a few more things that they're not quite ready to discuss, but I'm sure we'll see some more about it and not say we're fucking listening or anything like that anytime soon. But item collection and records, weapon slot and archetype improvements, additional Crucible playlists, e.g. Rumble, Rift, and better clan rewards, Masterwork exotics, pinnacle weapon and gear improvements, trials of the 9 improvements, shaders and dismantling. Let us dismantle shader stacks, please and thank you. That'd be great. The future of guided games address solo versus fire team matching. If you are running a 4-stack or a 6-stack in Crucible, you shouldn't come up against a team of solos.
There's so much to do. That makes me anxious just looking at the work. Right. Can you just imagine working at Bungie right now?
Listen, that is 7 months away.
I said all sooner.
You got partnered. Listen, you got partnered on Twitch in fucking 5. All right. Miracles can happen, Matt.
You know what one stands out to me there? The future of guided games.
I know what's guided.
And you know what I hope it is? I hope it's just a bin. Just you know what? It didn't work. Chris Barrett tweets out next week, look, we've been thinking about guided games and we think that it's shit and it's gone. It's not even an option anymore, it's gone.
We don't want to bar it, but thanks.
Yeah.
Can we just applaud Christopher Barrett for actually writing a decent fucking update?
Yeah, it was... This is the best piece of communication we've had yet, I believe.
Having some fucking sentence and paragraph structure.
Listen,
and
Deej and Cosmo, they do a really, really great job. They do a great job, but they are told what to say.
Yeah, they're heavily vetted.
Christopher Barrett has come out and said all this, and I hope that they grab Luke Smith by the collar.
Don't start.
And give him a swift kick up the arse.
Don't start this. Look.
Do you know what it feels like happened? It's like everyone left for Christmas and Chris Barrett was here and he just became the fucking hero overnight because he was like, you know what? No one's going to stop me. I'll fucking do what I want. And just start tweeting.
You know what? By the time everyone comes back from Christmas, I'll have tweeted so much, we'll be committed.
Yeah.
We're doing all this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have to call the cast there because Matthew has to go and catch up with all of the things that he has not done over Christmas because he was too stuck in virtual reality. But if you have questions or any comments in regards to Christopher Barrett's Magnum Opus or any sort of questions for us in regards to the thought processes on Destiny 2 and where it's going and all that sort of thing, hit us up on Twitter. !Point socials in the chat if you are !Point hosts in the chat if you are watching the Twitch. If you are watching on YouTube, just post a thing, post a question. Log will probably answer it because Matt and I don't use Tube. Actually, I don't YouTube. Matt is too busy doing his own thing. But guys,
you know what? Can we just quickly talk about something before we leave?
Yeah,
because this has been bothering me, right? You know, like, I mean, it's awesome that because Chris Barrett's clearly a fucking legend and will save the universe and all that sort of shit. But, like, do you ever wonder, like, what everyone else is fucking doing? You know, like, the other dudes, like, they're like, this is the live team. The live team's doing this now. And I'm like, well, what about all the other fucking people? What are they doing? Like, like, surely, you know, the game's getting copping and pounding. You can go, oh, stop developing whatever it is you're developing and fucking focus on this shit. I wonder how much of that's actually gone on. How much resourcing is being put into this? Because I think it's a lot. How
many employees did they have during D2? During when D1 started to sort of tick down and
I'm not sure,
D2 started to ramp up, like 800 employees or something.
I couldn't tell you offhand.
What the fuck were they doing?
Look, we're going to start a new conversation, but I think the hard part for them right now is, you know, you obviously have some like contingencies, like plans that, hey, there might be a chance people don't like Curse of Osiris, or hey, there might be a chance people don't like what we've done with Destiny 2, so we better, you know, have some people in reserve to fix shit. But the amount of stuff that like needs to be like redirected to fixing things, I don't know how you divide that up between working on those next DLCs to keep people playing.
It's a good question.
I
don't know how to answer it.
There is definitely some serious issues that do need to be rectified. There are some serious issues that do need to be rectified pretty quickly.
Yeah. They sound like they're working on it. The list itself gave me a lot of comfort. I don't know about anyone else. I spoke to, you know, we have our clan chat. We're always talking in that, and a few of the boys were like, "Fuck," you know, like this. It legitimately cheered people up. You know, Friday when it came around here, you know, it's Friday in Australia when we get these things. A few of the boys were like, "Shit, I actually feel, you know, good coming into the weekend because I've got positive news about a game that I love. So fucking let's do it." So.
And I don't think people are saying like too little, too late. That's not the right saying. I think you just get rid of the too little because there's heaps of shit in there. It's more just. It's up to you to decide if you think it's too late. Is it too late for you to rejoin the Destiny community and are you sort of just had enough? Or are you happy to have a second round at it? I think that's more the question now.
At the end of the day, people will always have an opinion on this game. It is really difficult for Bungie to balance. Of course, they've fucked up somewhere along the way. With the Eververse, they fucked up with that. With the DLC, I found the story quite engaging, but that's just me. I'm weird like that. But they have fucked up along the way, and hopefully, under the assumed leadership of Christopher Barrett.
Christopher Barrett.
Under the assumed leadership, if he can sort of just go, all right, let's try and get let me put it to you like this: the three of us do quite a bit on Twitch.
Yep.
Destiny 2 has fallen outside the top 20. Sorry,
yeah.
Destiny or Destiny 2 has fallen outside the top 20 on Twitch for the first time in 4 years.
Yeah,
and I'm staring at my camera knowing full well that it's off. You know, this is the thing.
I'll stare at mine while you say that.
It's like, it's...
Holy
this is the thing.
Shit.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
you know,
that's a good summary, man. That's a good fucking summary.
Destiny 1 is higher on the Twitch browser than Destiny 2 in Australia right now.
Is it really? Like right now?
Right now, I just checked.
Okay, fair enough. Because I did see the thing the other day where there was more people playing Destiny 1, but there was also 2,000 people out of 2,100 watching Datto play the fucking old raid. So the numbers are a bit skewed, but I do...
No, they definitely are skewed, but like with trials and all that sort of thing, they're definitely there. However, ladies and gentlemen...
Yeah, sorry, Matt.
We're going to have to leave that there because Matt does have to go. Log needs to go and father. I need to, well, sit on my thumb and, you know, mod for a bit, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please hit us up in the YouTube comments. Please hit us up on Twitter. Give Matt and Log a follow on Twitch as well. Matt streams once a week. I think that's tonight. And Log streams once
every blue moon these days. I'm going to get back into it. I promise.
I think next time Log streams will be when Sea of Thieves beta comes out in mid-February.
No.
Sorry,
dude,
late January. Late January. Yeah, late January.
I want in. Okay.
Pre-order.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching. Please hit that follow button. It is completely free, and then you can keep up with all the Destiny news over the coming weeks, months, so on and so forth. But thus, it is time to leave. Righto. Thank you very much for watching.
We are going to raid into Dayshot. He's doing the trials at the moment, so go in, show him some love, say g'day a lot, because that's how we raid here. And beyond that, have a fucking excellent week, because that's what we do. We just want to have a good time. That's what all this is about. Thank you, boys. It has been a pleasure getting back on the horse with you.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Peace.
Matthew.
It's not happening today.
No, not doing it?
Right. The will find you. It's Matthew's beard.
All right, bye.
Bye.